welcome to Cuatrotuning. Up now we're going to take a look at a new tuning for Guitalele. What I've got here is a custom Jupiter Guitalele. It's standard 17-inch tenor scale. And what I wanted to do was an E tuning for this instrument. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. Most obvious way would be to put it in standard guitar tuning, which would be E to E. Problem with that, with this short scale, I have not found a string recipe that really I'm happy with. I have played that in standard guitar tuning for a 19-inch scale. I wasn't really happy with it there. I know some folks can get along with that, but I just haven't. You can also do some reentrant attempts, so take the bottom E and the A up an octave, but again, kind of skeptical on some of the string choices for that too. So instead of the E, A, D, G, B, E tuning, standard pitches, what I decided to do was to use transposition for standard Guitalele tuning, which is ADGCEA. And that's what I consider my C tuning for Guitalele, because the top four strings, G, C, E, A, are the same as C tuning of a ukulele. So in order to get E tuning, I need to come up 4 semitones from that C tuning, right? So I need to go from C to D to E. That's 4 semitones, which means I need to come up from an A to A all the way up to a C sharp to C sharp. So what I'm going to show you first is a couple of sound clips I did a few days ago. First is a standard A to A tuning where I had this, and for that I had these strings, Pepe Romero UG1s. That's what was on it originally. So I'll show you that sound clip. Okay, now I'll show you a sound clip of that same string set, but retuning the top 5 to my desired pitches. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I got the final tuning. Okay, so here's what I ended up with. So I'll show you the strings I used in just a moment. But from that last clip, you heard the bottom 5 strings. All right, and basically what I did was I took the gauges from a standard set, threw away the 6th string, and the rest of the gauges kind of moved down a notch. So the way I did that was I took the 5 string and the 6th string from this set, Thomastik Infeld Classic N. So that's the CF30 and CF35 is the bottom string. CF30, 5th string. And then for the next 3 strings, what I used was the Oasis Warm. I'm using the top 3 strings there. So the pitches are B. Right, so that's the normal C string, just tuned down a semitone. And then E, so that's the normal E string, just at its normal pitch. And then G sharp, so that's your normal A string, just tuned down. Now, what do you do for the top string? So that, if I was going to have a completely linear tuning, that would be a C sharp 5, which is incredibly high for a tenor scale instrument. So instead, what I decided to do is go down an octave. And to get that pitch, I am using this string, Domestic Infeld CF27. So I had a special order of that one because I did not have a set with it. They do sell a set, I think it's the CF128, I'll have to check on that. They do sell a set with 4 wound strings, and this is the wound 3rd string of the guitar set. And I'm using that. It's actually the same gauge as the nylon high string. So that's why I thought it would work, and indeed it does. So here's what that sounds like. So that goes down an octave instead of continuing up. So this is pretty cool. So, and if you're familiar with that, if you're using a 4-string setup, that is called a cuatro-tuning. And there's lots of ways to get that on ukulele or the original Venezuelan cuatro. So this is actually a, would it be E? C sharp, would still be an E cuatro tuning. All right, so what does that let you do? Well, you can get some pretty cool picking patterns with that reentrant top string. All right, so that top string is actually an octave away from the bottom string instead of 2 octaves. It's the same note as 4th string 2nd fret. All right, so you get some doubling possibilities. You also get some just neat finger picking possibilities. Okay, so there you have it, E tuning as a cuatro. Now we'll be using this upcoming, kind of the inspiration with this was to have a tuning that I could play with my new Shao, which is in the key of E tuning. So we'll be having some song starters and sketches, things like that coming up pretty soon on the channel. But for now, thanks for watching.